بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله على ما أنعم وله الشكر على ما ألهم والثناء بما قدم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the Jaffaria Academy Open Day, inshallah. Wherever you are watching us from, inshallah, you and your families and your loved ones are all well. Jaffaria Academy is a full-time British online school with an Islamic ethos. It is a charitable project that delivers a holistic, high-quality education service that is, one, affordable, and two, accessible to all our community members. Through engaging daily virtual classes, our team of qualified and experienced teachers will deliver the English national curriculum to students from across the UK and other parts of the world. And today you will have the opportunity to meet some of the team members. It's been an amazing journey, and in the last 12 months, we, alhamdulillah, have been successful in having our first students online, and it's been a blessing to be part of this project. Today you will have the opportunity not only to meet the team members, but to also ask them questions and also get your answers, as they will be talking about their role at Al-Jaffaria Academy. And of course, if you would like to ask any questions, you can do so either through Facebook or YouTube in the comment section, and inshallah there'll be a Q&A at the end of this program. First, inshallah, before introducing my first guest, we will show you a short video of our students to introduce the Jaffaria Academy, and this video is called Begin Your Amazing Learning Journey.
Assalamu alaikum. Let's tell you a bit about our school.
Jaffaria Academy is a fun and exciting online school where we learn maths, science and English every single day. We also learn Arabic and Islamic studies based on the traditions of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam.
We have lots of amazing hub activities like football, art, taekwondo, creative writing and many more. Jaffaria Academy looks after our education and well-being and has the best teachers in the whole world. Come and join our school today to start your amazing learning journey.
Thank you for that short video. Before introducing my first guest, there's a beautiful narration about knowledge by Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdalu salati wassalam, who says, every container gets narrower according to what is placed in it, except the container of knowledge, which expands itself. There is nothing more beautiful than knowledge. To introduce and give us an overview of Jaffaria Academy, I welcome our first guest, Al-Haj Furat Al Yassin, the Chair of Trustees.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you so much for the introduction, Haji Mustafa Masood. It's an honor and a blessing to be with you today. My name is Furat Al Yassin. I've been blessed and honored to be a co-founder and a trustee at Jaffaria Academy. In my everyday life, I'm an entrepreneur with an interest in research and community service. My background is in education. I've done an MBA and a degree in political science, and I'm currently a PhD student at the Department of Management at Cass Business School. Just like you, I aspire and dream for the best education for my children. And what's more important from all the qualification or the experience that I presented to you is the fact that I'm a father of 4 children. And I dream for my children what you dream for yours. And just like you, I aspire for them to grow up to be professionals, entrepreneurs, leaders. We also want them to be law-abiding, tax-paying, respectful, peaceful, and tolerant citizens. But equally important is their sense of self-identity. I want my children to grow up to embody the values of the Quran and Ahlul Bayt. And because I drive my own identity, I draw my own identity from my tradition and from my faith, it is my tradition that teaches me that I should love for others what I love for myself. So just like I would love for my children to get the best education, I would love for your children to get the best education as well. And my tradition also teaches me that the well-being of my family and myself and my own children is linked to the well-being of my community. So just like I want my family to be well, I want your family to be equally well. And it's with this intention that Jaffaria Academy was established, especially because we are blessed to live in a state, the British state, that protects our rights and freedoms as a minority. And we live in a society that's tolerant to religious minorities. So we actually have the opportunity to provide this education that is balanced and can achieve all the aspirations and dreams we have for our children collectively, because we have this opportunity. It's with this intention that Jaffaria Academy was established. My team of trustees, directors, management, teachers, we all work tirelessly to make every component of Jaffaria Academy excellent and to live up to the name of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Today, you will have an opportunity to meet members of our team, which are some of the most fantastic people you will ever meet. They are all the best at what they do, professionals, qualified, but equally passionate about making your children thrive and have the best learning journeys ever. Inshallah, in the coming minutes, you will have the opportunity to meet them, and I will be back to address your questions and be at your service, inshallah. Thank you so much for listening, and see you shortly, inshallah.
Haji Furat, thank you very much for that delightful introduction and overview to Jaffaria Academy. I have to admit, something that is very important that you mentioned is that you, alhamdulillah, are blessed to have 4 beautiful children. And I think this is what makes this project so unique, that it is a family project. It is a project that we feel is not only for our personal children, but for the children of the community. And it brings a sense of community into Jaffaria Academy, which inshallah will raise leaders to be those that are following in the footsteps of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi afdal salatu wassalam. Thank you, Haji Furat. Next, inshallah, we will have a short clip to explain how Jaffaria Academy works.
Imagine your child having access to high-quality education, complemented by the ethics and the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt at the touch of a button. Jaffaria Academy provides you with the access to this unique combination and much more from the comfort of your home, the freedom of a park, library, or anywhere in the world. We have a vision of nurturing the learning journeys of well-rounded, holistic, and successful young people that will grow to enrich the British society with integrity and good character. Jaffaria Academy students are excited, enlightened, and empowered. Using state-of-the-art educational technology, we deliver the English national curriculum through a passionate, dedicated, and highly qualified team. Over the course of the day, our students will benefit from the highest standards of teachings. This includes the core subjects such as maths, English, and science, completed by creative curriculum, computer science, and project-based learning to develop the skills that our children need to be effective and innovative in their future pathways. We offer hub activities which include football, arts, entrepreneurships, creative writing, and much more. In addition to the national curriculum, our daily timetable includes Quran, Islamic education, and Arabic lessons. Over the course of their learning journey, the students will have an opportunity to meet scholars, business leaders, and professionals to inspire and enthuse a sense of creativity and innovation, but also servitude and solidarity. Register your child today to start their spiritual and innovative journey into happiness and success. Visit our website at www.jaffaria-academy.org.
Two very important words mentioned there, happiness and success. And when we seek happiness and success, we go towards the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and we go towards Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdal as-salatu was-salam, who mentions in a famous tradition which is narrated in Nahj al-Balagha. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam says, knowledge is better than wealth. Why, O Amir al-Mu'mineen? He continues by saying, knowledge guards you while you have to guard your wealth. Wealth decreases by spending, while knowledge increases by spending. And the results of wealth die as wealth decays. That's the beauty of knowledge. And what better way for our children in our community to gain this knowledge than through the Islamic ethos that we have. Next, inshallah, I am honored to introduce the head teacher of Jaffaria Academy, Sister Zulekha Hirji, who will speak about the holistic education and the ethos of the school. Sister Zulekha, sorry to interrupt. Your mic is muted. Yes, please. You'll need to start again. Thank you, sister.
No. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Zulekha Hirji, and I am very honored to be the head teacher of Jaffaria Academy. I have a master's degree in education, and I have been a part of the educational field for the past 17 years. And the reason why I love teaching and being part of teaching and learning is other children and being a part of their learning journeys and empowering them to make a difference and to be the best versions of themselves. Before I get into talking to you about Jaffaria Academy, I want to tell you what I love about it. There's so much to love. So in a word, I love everything. But I just want to mention a few points about the people and the community that makes up Jaffaria Academy. We are blessed to have the most incredible students and the most wonderful families. And to make this whole educational wonderful system work, we are blessed to have the most amazing team, from the trustees to the team in the office to the absolutely wonderful teachers and the support staff that we have. Jaffaria Academy is truly, truly blessed with the most incredible team. What's also very, very special about Jaffaria Academy is the reach. There is no limits really to where we can reach. We have children studying from 16 cities from across the UK, from countries around the world. And so it's a truly dynamic and a really versatile way of gaining your education. Also, the fact that the children can have the best that education has to offer, not at the expense of their Islamic identity, but rather in harmony with spiritual growth. So Jaffaria Academy truly is a wonderful, wonderful institution. So with your permission, allow me to tell you a little bit about our school. So at Jaffaria Academy, we aspire to be a model organization that facilitates opportunities for our students to thrive in all aspects of their life. We offer the highest standard of education, taught by a team that is qualified, experienced, dedicated, and passionate to ensure that each and every one of our children reaches their full potential. And today you will get to meet some of our very special team members and teachers. Our ethos is to serve the community by providing holistic learning opportunities for our students to develop academic excellence along with a strong Islamic identity. Jaffaria Academy is built on 4 pillars. academic excellence, Islamic education, hub activities, and well-being. We offer live virtual online lessons from Monday to Friday. This year we had students in structured classes from years 1 to 9, and we are delighted to announce that our school's expansion to include year 10 from September 2021, which will enable our children to do up to 10 GCSEs, inshallah. This will be elaborated on by Ms. Taqi, our secondary maths teacher. We follow the UK school term dates, that is from September to July, and we accommodate elements of the Islamic calendar, such as the holy month of Ramadan and the day of Ashura. We deliver the English national curriculum, in addition to Islamic education, the Holy Quran, and Arabic. Our teaching and learning resources and syllabus are sourced from the following institutions: the Oxford University Press, Rising Stars, MCE Tarbiyah curriculum, and a host of other reputable organizations. Within our curriculum, we have integrated Islamic education based on the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim wassalam. At Jaffaria Academy, we nurture the mental health and the well-being of our students and their families by organizing workshops and seminars delivered by specialists, as well as providing a warm and safe learning environment where our students can thrive. Our students have the opportunity to build their social and physical skills by participating in a host of fun and exciting group-based hub activities, such as social and sports events. We welcome you all to a learning community where your child's mind will be challenged and their souls will be nurtured. They will be among those who build healthy, long-lasting friendships with others who share their worldview. Our students will be exposed to role models, scholars, professionals, and business leaders who will inspire them to create a legacy by making the world a better place. It is with these grand aspirations that we hope to inspire generations of students who embody the qualities needed for the servitude of our awaited Imam al-Mahdi. May Allah hasten his reappearance. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Zulekha, thank you very much. For the first time, I speak to a head teacher and I'm not scared of them. Usually when you get told your head teacher wants to speak to you, you feel like you're in trouble. But alhamdulillah, I feel honored that I'm speaking to you, and thank you for your time, and thank you for taking the Jaffaria Academy lead position. And we always say that students will always remember their teachers, will always remember their head teachers. And it's an honor that we have a head teacher like you at Jaffaria Academy. So thank you for your time.
The honor is mine. Thank you.
As mentioned, it's always on your minds that we will always remember our teachers. We will always remember special teachers who maybe taught us a certain subject or a certain lesson. And inshallah, our next segment is to introduce two of the teachers at the school. Amir al-Mu'mineen, and before I introduce them, I go to Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayhi's hadith, the peak of eloquence. He says, the wealth that teaches you a lesson does not go to waste. Therefore, we now introduce two of our teachers, but first, the year 3 teacher who will speak about the primary school overview, Sister Yasmine Albayaty. Please, Bismillah.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yasmine Albayaty. I'm a PGC graduate with 5 years of teaching experience. I'm the current Year 3 primary teacher at Jaffaria Academy, and I have the honor of teaching the wonderful Year 3 children. There's absolutely, honestly, no profession quite like teaching. Once you're a teacher, I don't think you could ever walk away. And you can't not smile when you're working with children. Their enthusiasm, their playfulness, their love and care for each other. And I have to say, and I think every teacher would agree, that I learn from my students probably just as much as they learn from me. Jaffaria Academy is unlike any of the other schools I've worked in. You not only feel like a part of a team, but you feel like a part of a family. The bond that I've been honored to build, I've had the pleasure to build with my colleagues and my students is so special and so precious. I look forward to seeing my students each and every morning and seeing their warm smiles and their welcoming, loving Assalamu alaikum. And it's honestly the best way to start each day. So I'm going to start now by giving you an overview of the school day. So the school day starts at 9 a.m. with a 10-minute assembly every morning from Monday to Thursday. These assemblies are delivered by class teachers which alternate each week and focus on Islamic content and teachings. All mandatory subjects end at 1:30 p.m., which includes maths, English, science, art, creative curriculum, Arabic, and library sessions. Children then have the option to return for clubs at 2:30 p.m., which includes maths club, English club, science club, and computer science club, which children thoroughly enjoy. It helps consolidate learning and extend children further whilst having fun with their learning. Art lessons are delivered by subject specialists, so children get the opportunity to be creative and to be expressive, and they have art lessons once a week. Arabic lessons are also delivered by subject specialists, and this is 3 times a week. On Friday mornings, we again start at 9 a.m. However, we have a longer 30-minute assembly delivered by scholars. Following the assembly, children have tarbiyah lessons, which focus on and teach Islamic content, followed by Quran lessons every Friday. The core subjects are the 3 maths, English, and science, with maths and English being taught 4 hours each week and science 2 hours a week. And if you would like to see a sample of the timetable, please visit the website. We also deliver creative curriculum once a week, which allows children to investigate and learn about various topics using a cross-curricular method of inquiry. It covers objectives in several subject areas from the national curriculum. For example, in Key Stage 1, pupils will study the Great Fire of London as part of their creative curriculum. This has various links to other subjects, such as history, for example, where they learn the history of the Great Fire. Art as well, where they look at an artist's work based on the Great Fire and create representations using charcoal drawings. PSHE also, where they discuss and explore feelings felt at this time of history. Links to science as well, where they study and investigate how materials differ. Links to geography, where they look at maps of the spread of the fire and the location of the fire, and links to English as well, where they would write a newspaper article and diary entries about the fire. So you can see there's various objectives and subject areas that are covered within creative curriculum, which makes it very interesting and enjoyable for the children. Online learning has definitely proven to be a success, with the majority of children scoring above the national average in both Peer and Puma tests. And I can see the proof within my own students. So I can see the proof myself, as the majority of my students have scored above national average in these tests. And so online learning, I can say, it has been a success. We also have, as Sister Zulekha mentioned, we have access to a variety of resources that help complement our teaching and help extend the learning. For example, Oxford OWL, Hamilton Trust, My Maths, and Twinkle. And these are just a few of them that I've mentioned. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sister Yasmine Albayaty, who is the Year 3 teacher. Next, inshallah, I will be introducing the secondary maths teacher. Maths was my favorite subject at school, so I'm honored to be inviting Sister Merowj Taqi, who will speak about her journey from Key Stage 3 to GCSE.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Brother Mustafa. My name is Merowj Taqi, and I'm the secondary maths teacher at Jaffaria Academy. My background is accounting, so I have a degree in accounting, but after my accounting degree, I realized teaching is my passion. So I went and I did a 1-year PGCE in secondary mathematics, and I've never looked back. So I started teaching in 2002, so nearly coming next year will be 20 years of teaching. I've taught in many different schools. I've taught in the private sector. I've taught in the mainstream schools, and each one comes with its own challenges and with its own rewards. But this has been one of the most rewarding jobs teaching at the Jaffaria Academy when compared to the other teaching roles I have had. It's you're teaching children from the community, so there's that the reward you feel is so much greater because you are making these children ready for their future. These are our next generation, and we are building them to be successful in every way. So the reward there is so much greater. Let me tell you a bit about the secondary school day. So for Key Stage 3, so that's year 7, 8, and 9, they start from 9 till 3 o'clock. They have 5 lessons. They have 10 or 15-minute breaks in between the lessons, plus an hour lunch in between all of that. Key Stage 4, which will be year 10 from September, start from 9 and finish at 3:40. They will have 6 lessons. They have an extra lesson because we want to give them 10 GCSEs, and to make sure those 10 GCSEs fit in the day and in the week, they need those 6 lessons a day. So it's just 40 minutes more than what they're used to at Key Stage 3. We assess our students regularly. They have end of term exams, so every term they are assessed, as well as being assessed at the end of the year, so end of year exam. That gives us an idea of how they're progressing, and also enables us to set intervention if we need to. So the main resources we use is the Oxford University Press and Caboodle. Caboodle is used a lot in Key Stage 3 as well as Key Stage 4. Key Stage 4, so year 10 from September, we are going to be allowing the students to achieve up to 10 GCSEs. So 10 GCSEs by year 11. The 10 GCSEs are maths, 2 English GCSEs, 1 English language, 1 English literature, a possibility of 3 sciences, so a possibility of doing biology, chemistry, and physics, or if they aren't able to do those 3, it's more based on their ability if they're able to. If not, then we will give them the opportunity to sit 2 GCSEs in science. So it's known as double science, where they're awarded for 2 actual GCSEs. They also will be taught computer science at GCSE, religious education at GCSE, Arabic GCSE, and business studies GCSE, all taught by qualified teachers with many years experience in teaching. It's important to give them a wide variety of GCSEs, and 10 GCSEs allows them to be able to follow whatever path they want to follow after completing their GCSEs. So once they want to do the A-levels, they've got 10 GCSEs that they, inshallah, have achieved good grades in, and they're able to decide on whatever path they would like to take following their completion. I'll start by talking about maths because maths is my speciality. This is what I teach at the Jaffaria. The maths is will be examined with the Edexcel exam board. So we prepare them from year 7 to be able to answer exam questions based on how the exam board wants it, to be able to become confident in being able to tackle any question possible. The main source, the resource that we use is Caboodle, but we also use what's known as My Maths, and the students become very familiar with it throughout Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4. So a lot of homework is set through My Maths, and they can see their progress as they're doing it, and they can have the opportunity to retake if they choose to. Inshallah, next year, we will be asking the students to get actual physical textbooks. So instead of using a textbook online, we will encourage them to buy a textbook, reducing screen time. So they'll have their screen time at school, but at home, when it comes to homework, they'll be encouraged to use the textbooks, and encourage them to buy them and to use them throughout their time at secondary school. In maths, during Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, the 4 areas they will cover is number, which includes ratio and proportion, algebra, handling data, and shape, space, and measure. And the progression of it is continuous from year 7 all the way through to year 11, with some repetition and then a gradual increase in their knowledge in each area. In maths, they're examined by 3 papers at GCSE in year 11. Each one is an hour and a half, and 2 of them are calculator papers, and 1 of them is a non-calculator paper. So inshallah, by the time they get to year 11, with the practice that they've done, they'll become confident enough to answer any question that arises in their GCSE. So that's just a summary of the maths. In English, they will follow the system to be able to sit the GCSE with the AQA exam board. English is 2 GCSEs. 1 is English language and 1 is an English literature GCSE. So they will achieve 2 GCSEs by the end of it. They also have to do a spoken language assessment, which is part of the actual GCSE. So they can do that in year 10 or year 11, but a spoken element is part of the English GCSE. In science, again, they also follow the AQA exam board. So they'll be the GCSE exam is with the AQA exam board. The students have an option of doing double science, which they will achieve 2 GCSEs in science by the end of it, or some will do triple science. So they'll have a GCSE for physics, a GCSE for biology, and a GCSE for chemistry. And obviously that will depend, as they're progressing in maths in Key Stage 3 and starting Key Stage 4, it'll become, once we know what their science level is, we can sit down and discuss them and tell them which is the best route for them to take. Inshallah, I've covered everything that everything in a brief time, but there is more information available on the website, and so have a look, and inshallah we'll answer any more questions that you have, and we're also here to answer any questions that you'd like to ask, inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Merowj, for that beautiful explanation of your role at the school, and also giving us a detailed look at the GCSE subjects. It's, of course, one of the most important thing for our students is the GCSEs. Just to remind those watching, both our amazing teachers have mentioned the website. The website is www.jaffaria-academy.org. So please, a lot of your questions can be answered on the website if you go through it. Also, just to remind my dear viewers watching from around the world, especially the UK, on Facebook or on YouTube, please, if you have any questions, kindly put them in the comment section, and inshallah we will address your comments, your questions at the end of this program. Also, if any parent, family, or group of families would like an in-depth tour of our school, this is very important. If you would like more details, maybe because we're giving an overview of everything, if you want an in-depth tour of our school, its platforms, resources, please contact us, and we will make sure to book you a personalized meeting with the teachers as well as those at the Jaffaria Academy. It's our honor. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdal salatu wassalam mentions a beautiful narration. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, the child has a right on the father, while the father too has a right on the child. So the right of the child on the father and the right of the father on the child. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib says, the right of the father on the child is that the latter should obey the former in every matter to save him from committing sins of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he says beautifully, while the right of the child on the father is that he should give him a beautiful name. Naming your child. Give him good training. Here, Amir al-Mu'mineen is talking about education. And finally, teach him the Quran. And of course, as a parent myself, I know that it's a huge responsibility to look after our children. Therefore, to teach them the Quran is very important, and this is something that is done at Jaffaria, as well as the language of Arabic. So next, inshallah, I will introduce our dear sister Sara Al-Sukhni, who is the head of Arabic at Jaffaria Academy. Bismillah, sister.
Thank you very much, Brother Mustafa. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you today. My name is Sara Al-Sukhni, and I'm the head of the Arabic department at Jaffaria Academy. I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I am a law professional by background, having studied law at university and worked within the legal sector for a number of years. My passion, however, was always in teaching. And even throughout my legal career, I worked in supplementary Arabic Islamic schools for 11 years, where I specialized in teaching the Arabic language. Through this, I developed a fresh new approach to teaching an important but notoriously difficult language. In 2018, I founded a Center for Arabic, Quran, and Islamic Studies. This was my opportunity to focus and implement my passion for the Arabic language and the Quran firsthand. For me, the key aim is to inspire the love of the language of the Quran into the hearts of children. And this is the same ethos embedded in the Jaffaria Academy, instilling the Islamic ideals within our children through the love of the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt, whilst excelling academically. I had learned so much about the school and their passion to educate and inspire the next generation of Shia leaders. And so in 2020, I joined this great team to lead the Arabic department. Leveraging my 14 years plus experience with the ongoing support of my team and the academy, we have managed to build a solid foundation for the Arabic department. And we hope to continue to do so with your children in the future too. Just to give you a little bit of a background about the Arabic department at Jaffaria, what sets us apart is the fact that we have daily Arabic classes to continue to motivate and keep the Arabic language fresh in the minds of children. Our curriculum from early years Arabic all the way through to secondary is catered to both Arabic and non-Arabic speaking children from all backgrounds. It was specifically chosen with this in mind. We have a teaching staff, our Arabic team, between them have 80 plus years of experience in teaching the Arabic language and Quran. The whole team implements the new approach to teaching the Arabic language, making sure it's fun and approachable and inspiring for the children. Our ultimate goal is to prepare the students for assessment and eventually sitting the Arabic GCSE in secondary. But more importantly is to implement their Arabic skills that they learn during the week into reading and understanding the words of the Quran. This is a really important aspect of the Arabic team. Another goal is to ensure that the children, by the end of their learning journey, they're fluent in reading and writing Arabic. They can uphold basic conversational Arabic, and something which I'm really excited about that we implemented at Jaffaria is a pen pal scheme where we have chosen students to form a connection with peers in Arabic speaking countries where they can connect with them. And this will help them, of course, in the future, inshallah, if they ever choose to visit Arabic speaking countries, in particular for ziyarah. And the most important goal, of course, is for them to love the Arabic language. Our plan, how do we hope to achieve that, and how we have been achieving that throughout this first year at Jaffaria, is implementing extensive interactive lesson plans, implementing independent learning, really important learning by doing, very hands-on rather than the traditional opening a textbook and reading and writing. It's very hands-on and creative way of learning Arabic. And monthly progress checks, end of term assessments, as Sister Merowj mentioned earlier. We hope the coming year we will see more of your lovely children, inshallah, and inspire more children in our Islamic Shia community to have the love for the Arabic language and the language of the Quran with your support and du'as. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Mustafa, you're muted.
Thank you so much, sister. Wonderful presentation about the Arabic Jaffaria Academy. Our next speaker will be Sister Mariam Datoo, the Director of at Jaffaria Academy, which has infused so much spirit into the school, mashallah. But before we have her speak about the sport and all the grand plans that she has, we'll play you a very short clip about the Jaffaria Academy Sports Hub, inshallah.
Jaffaria Academy is a full-time online school with an Islamic ethos. We deliver a holistic education that combines the English national curriculum with Islamic studies and a well-being program, in addition to a host of in-person hub activities.
So I'm Mariam Datoo. We are here at the Jaffaria Academy Sports Hub. I'm the sports director. So what we do on Fridays is a social sports session for all the children that are enrolled in Jaffaria Academy. The boys play outdoors on this beautiful astro. We do football, cricket, taekwondo, volleyball and badminton here. What we also plan to do over the summer holidays is run camps, get the children engaged, get their social activity up and keep them meeting their friends, because most of the academics is done online.
It's a very nice place to have some fun and learn sports to become nice and fit.
What I like about Jaffaria Academy is that even though we study every single day throughout the week online, every single Friday we meet up and do sports.
So in addition to what the boys do outside, the indoor sports hall is dedicated to the girls. We have girls from year 1 all the way up to year 9. We split them up into age tiers and we play a variety of sports. We've got football, rounders, basketball, badminton, dodgeball, a whole heap. We've got cricket coming soon and hockey coming soon. The girls also do taekwondo. Many of them are already at green belt and up, so it's a great way to engage the girls in a variety of sports.
Here on Friday, we are playing sports with my classmates that I study online with.
Every Friday we come here to play so many sports such as football, dodgeball, cricket and all these sports. But my favourite sport is definitely football, definitely.
I'm a father of 2 girls and I've decided to send both of them to the Jaffaria Academy, mainly because of the Islamic environment that they have within the Jaffaria online education. Besides the educational side, what really made it a good opportunity for me to send them to school to the Jaffaria Academy was because of the Friday enrichment days. And as you can see behind me, they've got the sport day today, where they come together with the other children in the same class or different classes, and they play together football or any other sport activities.
Alhamdulillah, Amani has now been with the school since it opened, and it's all very positive. The curriculum, the British curriculum is covered, as well as Arabic and Islamic studies and Quran. Alhamdulillah, she is coming on leaps and bounds. She has made amazing new friends and she's thriving in a community that she feels she's more relatable to.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for that short video. Inshallah, we will go straight to our sports director or director of sports, Sister Mariam Datoo.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Brother Mustafa, for that wonderful introduction and the video clip. I think there's definitely something to be said about being at the end of a speaking panel. You see the plethora of talent before you, such amazing experience and qualifications. I'm humbled and honored to be the latest addition to this team. I'm also conscious of the time and the fact that you'll all have plenty of questions, I'm sure, for all of us. So I'll keep it brief. My name is Mariam. I'll start off with my academic qualification and then come into the sports, which is obviously where my passion lies. So I'll speak a little bit about that. I'm an economics graduate from the University of Minnesota in the States, where I also did IT and sports science. So you can see sports has always been there since my early days as well. I moved to the UK, and while I was here, I became a level 2. I studied to become a level 2 football coach. I'm also a qualified boxercise instructor. I'm doing my level 1 with cricket. So however you look at it, I love the outdoors. And I feel that if the children are being exposed to so much amazing academia inside, then it is my duty, my role, to make sure that they have the same experience outside. I met Brother Furat and Sister Zulekha exactly 2 months ago when the government started opening up the use of outside activities and groups meeting up in small numbers. And we decided to widen the experience of the children, take them to the next level, sort of their social aspect, because we were conscious of the fact that they were meeting online only at that point. And this would give them the opportunity to meet up, to improve their fitness, their physical activity, do some sports, because we all know sports is just as important as maths and science. So we started off in May. We introduced the sports hub on a Friday afternoon. So after the children's long week of studying, they get the opportunity to meet together locally here up north in London. And we run sports for both boys and girls. We were lucky enough to find a venue that gave us the opportunity to run girls' sports separate indoors and boys outside. And we started off with football, taekwondo, as you've seen in the clip earlier on. We do cricket, hockey, basketball, badminton. There is so much more coming. But at this point, I just want to mention, I've had the opportunity to do sports for other communities as well, but I have not met children like those of Jaffaria. They are warm, they are kind, they are energetic, they bring a whole different buzz to my Friday. It's you come to the end of the week and you're like this, and these kids, they liven it up. They're amazing. They're absolutely brilliant. And you come from a traditional mindset where maybe school, like we know it, outdoors with a teacher, physical face-to-face does that. But I can tell you, even these children who are learning online have just the same akhlaq, the same manners, and the same approach to other people that our regular other kids do as well. So it's heartwarming to be amongst them. I walked in not knowing what to expect, because obviously these children maybe have not had that much experience with outside activity given the lockdown as well, but they surprise me. They're enthusiastic, they take on what you give them, they accept the challenges, they want to play up. You know, when you play them with the kids in their age, then they see their talents, they want to play up. And it's amazing to see. They don't just, you know, they're not just happy being there, they want to do better. And it's good to see that in the physical aspect as well, out in the sporting side. The same with the boys. These boys are phenomenal. Watching them play football, it's heartwarming. And it's great that Jaffaria Academy has given them this opportunity, because you would think an online school would just continue with online, but they've gone the extra mile. They've made this available. And this is where I come in. I'm super passionate about making sports accessible to all children, more so the girls, because obviously girls from the community may not always get those opportunities, but I want to be there to make sure that they play football. If I get a chance to take them to play league games, that's what we want to do. And that's where the sports hub has come up, our Friday sports afternoon. On Sundays, we have recently started our Jaffaria Football Club, which has just grown from week to week. And it's humbling to see how many children came. We started with 30 children and we're now at, alhamdulillah, almost 80 plus. And this again is a mix of boys and girls. We have qualified coaches, FA level coaches, who run the sports for both the boys and the girls, and they are coming leaps and bounds. It's week on week. We are 3 or 4 weeks into the football club, and the talent, the enthusiasm, they come dressed as little footballers, and it's brilliant to see. Long term, my aspirations are, I want to make sure we run camps, especially for those children who may not find Friday easily accessible, to have the opportunity to give them a chance to come and attend camps where we will run a variety of sports over maybe half term or the summer holidays. In the long run, when the football teams are more developed, maybe give them the opportunity to take the boys to league teams, and the girls, if the opportunity presents itself. There is more chance to maybe get coaches in, so where we see the talent with the girls wanting to play maybe more badminton or more netball, get coaches in off that qualification who can also help to spur them on. And this is my vision for these children, whatever they're getting indoors, to complement it on the outside, to make sure they're socializing, they're meeting with their peers, they get that opportunity for that face-to-face connection, which is equally important. It builds social skills, which it's so important down the road. So that's what I plan to, inshallah, instill in them. Before I leave you, I want to leave with a famous quote from the famous boxer Muhammad Ali. And he says, "If my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it." And that is my aim, to instill that ethos in every child I come across from Jaffaria Academy, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Mariam Datoo, for that passionate and heartwarming talk. And welcome to the Jaffaria Academy team.
Humbled to be here.
Thank you very much. The next section is about the Jaffaria Academy Social Club, which is something that I'm involved with at Jaffaria Academy. Because obviously of the lockdown, it's been unfortunate that we couldn't hold as many social events as we wanted to or as we had hoped to. But the Jaffaria Academy Social Club is a in-person event which takes place once a month, a social gathering of all our students and their friends. So it's not just the students. The students can bring their friends as well, or maybe their relative, to nurture the development of our students' social and cultural skills. And just like we nurture their minds with education, with maths, with Arabic, with Quran, we also need to nurture and train their physical body. That's why we have the sports club, as well as the Jaffaria Academy Social Club, which is a club that I had the honor to have an event 2 weeks ago, alhamdulillah, just after the Eid al-Fitr, where we managed to have, if I'm not mistaken, 70 plus of the students gather. And alhamdulillah, you could, as Sister Mariam mentioned, you could see the energy, you could feel the passion that the children have. In the Jaffaria Academy Social Club, we do a little talk, and this is just an overview, a little talk, exercise their minds, and then have a little quiz in which we give them prizes at the end of the quiz. And it's important that we do this so they can meet each other, they can interact with each other, they can build these bonds that you usually build at school. And sometimes a lot of people that maybe did not maybe go to an Islamic school or have an Islamic atmosphere education, you will notice that as you grow up, those bonds will maybe break up because you'll go into your own life. But when you are in a religious atmosphere at school, those bonds that you create at school will stay with you forever. And that's what Jaffaria Academy is about. Not only are we offering the best in the English national curriculum, but it has an ethos of Islam. It has that ethos of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi afdal salatu wasalam, and that's what's important at Jaffaria Academy, that it combines these two. I don't want to take too much of your time. Just to remind you, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section on YouTube or Facebook. We'll be going through them now. If any parent, family, or a group of families want more details, want in-depth details about the curriculum, in-depth details about the social hub, about the sports, about any other subject, then please email us, get in contact with us, and inshallah we are happy to facilitate a special personalized meeting for you. We have, I believe, a short video, and inshallah I will invite Haji Furat for the Q&A.
Jaffaria Academy was thrilled to host the JA Boys Eid social event. The program included inspiring discussions, fun and exciting games and quizzes, as well as a delicious dinner, snacks and prizes. This month's Eid event was a great success, filled with laughter, feasting and lots of fun. At Jaffaria Academy, our students have the opportunity to build long-lasting friendships by participating in a host of fun and exciting group-based hub activities, such as JA Social, which is a monthly in-person gathering for our students and their friends. We nurture our students' physical, social, spiritual and moral development in an environment anchored in the love and teachings of Ahlul Bayt.
Alhamdulillah, it was a blessing to be part of that Jaffaria Academy Social Club. It was amazing to meet the children. And I told them something special about the roles at Jaffaria Academy. I said to them, at Jaffaria Academy, we are not raising up any children. We are raising children that we believe are our children. We are raising children that we believe are our future. We are raising children that we believe will be leaders in the community. We are raising children that we believe at Jaffaria Academy, these children, we hope and pray, will be the leaders within the ranks of Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif. I now invite my dear brother Al-Hajj Furat Al Yassin, the Chair of Trustees, and inshallah together we will look at your comments, and inshallah I'll also quiz Haji Furat with any of our questions. I'd also like to thank everyone for their positive comments. I read, as I'm doing this show, I read some positive, beautiful comments from some of the parents. You can see some of them on the screens. Parents who have shared their feedback while their children were part of Jaffaria Academy. I repeat, if you're maybe not watching live, because I know this video will be available on YouTube, you can always get in contact with us. Go to our website, get in contact, email us. We are always happy to help, because we believe this project is not just a project that's any normal school. This project is for the community. And we, as I mentioned, we want to raise our children to be leaders in the ranks of Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. I'm talking too much, Haji Furat.
No,
do we have any questions, Haji? So that we,
always
inshallah.
A pleasure and an honor to listen to you, Haji Mustafa. And I was at the JA Social, and it was really amazing seeing how the children were interacting. Just as a disclaimer, it was a religious event. It was an Eid Mubarak event held at a place of worship that was authorized to take more than the number of students that were there. So alhamdulillah, we were well within the limits of the COVID-19 guidance. And inshallah, I'm going to have the honor to invite some of our other team members. Will everyone to join, and then we'll address the questions. Just a reminder, if you would like to ask questions, post them in the comment section of the YouTube or Facebook, inshallah. I'm just going to add the team here, inshallah. And Sister Mariam. That's everyone here today. So we've got a question from Sister Zahra Saleh. It says, MashaAllah, I'm looking forward to registering my daughter this year. I just had a question. How do you accommodate for international students? Sister Zulekha, would you like to answer that?
Salam. Thank you, Sister Zahra, for your question. The only children are welcome from all over the world, and I think that's what makes Jaffaria Academy so unique. As long as you are within, as long as your time zones are not too far away from us. So 3 hours, I think, before or after, I think is something that we can do. We have children, like I said, from countries around the world, such as Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, Oman, the UAE. So we accommodate, and we can make, as long as you have a good internet connection, that's all you need. And you can happily be a part of Jaffaria Academy. And like the brother said before, if you want a personalized tour of the school to see our resources, to see how the school works and what's available to you, please contact us and we will give you a bespoke individual virtual tour of our school, inshallah.
Thank you, Sister Zulekha. Haji Furat,
yes.
Physical activity is very important at Jaffaria Academy. You know, Sister Mariam passionately spoke about, the sports that are being done. What if, some parents are saying, maybe we don't live in London, we live outside of London. So on the first level, maybe in different cities in England, in the UK, and on the second level, what if they're living in different countries? Are you thinking about having a sports hub or a physical hub in different cities around the world? Has that been spoken about?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question, and it's something that we think about and we plan for, inshallah. We've been limited with what we can do due to the pandemic. We only started having activities in April after the first lifting of the restrictions. So we started off doing the activities in London, but we have the once a week activity. Many students come from outside of London to attend that. We also plan to have activities during the midterm breaks, so like sports camps, summer camps, and so on. In addition to that, we will have trips. So there's the annual Ziyara trip that we plan, and inshallah, everyone will be welcome to join that from all over the world, and that will be the grand event of the year, to visit the holy sites, visit our scholars, and so on. So whether it's going to be half-termly, termly, or annual, there'll be lots of scope for students to participate, not only in social and sporting events and activities, but also in educational activities. See, because of the lockdown, we try to focus now on just sports, lots of sports, just to get the students out there. But moving forward in the next academic year, we will have a more balanced approach. So there will be like library visits, museum visits, many field trips, part of the entrepreneurship club that we intend to start as well. So lots of scope for education, entrepreneurship, in addition to the sports, socials, and the well-being programs that we have, inshallah.
Thank you, Haji, for addressing that. Can I ask our primary school teacher, Sister Yasmine Albayaty. Sister, as a teacher, sometimes it's difficult to keep the children always focused. It's difficult maybe in class, in physical form. How do you keep children always focused when it's online? And this is something that maybe some parents might be asking.
I mean, I think that's a very good question. I think that's something that can be a challenge both online, but also within the classroom. Being a teacher, I've worked within a classroom, I've worked online. I think that's definitely a challenge for all teachers. But at Jaffaria, the lessons we deliver, alhamdulillah, they're very dynamic. They appeal to a variety of learners. We ensure that the lessons are enjoyable for the children, that they challenge each individual. So our lessons, they're differentiated to meet the ability of the need of each child, to be able to challenge and inspire each individual child. We try to make our lessons fun, and we use a variety of fun educational resources, such as, I mentioned earlier, My Maths, Oxford Owl, which the children also absolutely love. And then just as an example as well, we have a feature, a breakout room feature, which we use quite a lot in primary. So it allows the children to work in groups, just like they would within the classroom, and then that way they're able to learn from one another as well. We also give them regular breaks between lessons where they're encouraged to move away from the screen, to be a little more active, and sort of, do little exercises and then come back for the next lesson.
Thank you. Our maths teacher, how do you make sure that the children are actually doing their work online? In physical form, maybe you go check their books. How do you do that when you're doing it online? How do you know they're actually, doing the exercises or doing the equations in maths that you're giving them?
Well, I make sure at the end of every lesson, they submit all of their work that they do. They submit it to me on the platform. And I emphasize that I don't want their work typed up. It's maths. Maths has to be written. No one types up maths. It's not something you do. You need a pencil, you need a pen, you need to sit there and write. So I make sure at the end of every lesson, they are submitting on the platform. They take a photo of their work from their exercise book and they submit it to me. So I know that they've done their work correctly, and I will comment on any work that, just like in a normal class where, you would walk around and you would see their work and tell them, this is not how you do it. You have to do it this way. In a virtual classroom, you will do that at the end of the lesson, where once they've submitted their work, you'll see it and you'll give them feedback. And if it needs to be done again, I will ask them to do it again. If working out isn't shown, I will tell them do it again and show you're working out. So exactly the same way. But I do make sure whenever they've done a piece of work, I want to see that piece of work and I want them to submit it to me so I know it's been done, just like how you would anywhere else. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Sara, I saw you were very passionate when you spoke about Arabic and the importance of Arabic. Obviously, maybe it's easier for someone whose parents are Arabs or Iraqis or from an Arabic country. How do you find it teaching maybe children whose parents are not Arabs? And how do you, make sure that you're giving everyone the equal opportunity in learning Arabic? If their parents are, for example, not Arabs, maybe some parents who are Arabs, it would be easier for their children. How do you make sure that everyone's getting the same level of requirements that they need with regard to Arabic? Unmute the
Thank
mic.
you. Thank you for that question, Brother Mustafa. That's actually a very important question. Before we started the school year, Brother Furat and I had a lot of discussions about the curriculum until we came down to the curriculum that we have now, which is specifically catered to both Arabic children from both Arabic and non-Arabic backgrounds. So it's the books we use for they're different curriculums for different stages of the Arabic learning journey. So for early years we have a specific books which is the very foundation of the reading and the writing, and everything is written in both English and Arabic. So it encourages them to be independent learners as well. So they together in class we work through the curriculum, and when they go home I don't need to be with them. If they've forgotten something or if they're finding something difficult, the translation is written there in English of the vocabulary or of the verbs or anything that we have learned in class that day or that week. So when I set them homework for the week, they have everything they need, all the resources they need in that curriculum to help them learn independently and just recap and everything that we've learned during the week, which is really important, I think. And alhamdulillah, we can see the curriculum we've used has been really successful so far.
Thank you, Sara. Sister Mariam, you mentioned something again. By the way, people watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching this later, none of the teachers know what I'm going to ask them because I'm literally making these questions based on what they said. So I thank you for answering the questions that I'm addressing to you. You mentioned something beautiful, which you're the head of the sports, director of sports at Jaffaria Academy. But you mentioned something beautiful, and you said that the children had beautiful akhlaq. That's something maybe that someone with regards to sports might not mention because they'll be speaking about their sports activities. But you mentioned they had beautiful akhlaq. Why did you pick up on that, and can you elaborate on that?
Yes, of course. Well, one example comes to mind. So we had a session just before this, which is why Sister Zulekha and myself look really like we've been running in the sun. I was refereeing the boys' football, and I was in the middle of the pitch with the boys, and one of the lads kicked the ball and smacked me right in the face, right here. And for a minute, because I was this close to goal, you would have thought he'd have turned around and scored. He stopped. He came over to me. Miss, are you okay? And I've never seen that. I play football with all ages, with different cultures. That is the first time I have seen someone come to me when they're this close to goal and they were losing, they could have scored, and ask me, are you okay? I'm sorry about that. So, and that's one example. That's just today. I see it with the girls as well. Team playing, you can see they've instilled that ethos of, that's my colleague. Okay, we missed it, but let me go help her up. She fell over. Or let me pass to her. Just because she's physically smaller than me doesn't mean I should exclude her. You can just see it, and it comes naturally to them. That is nothing I've taught. I will teach them winning is important secretly, but the team play, they already have. Now, maybe it's down to these wonderful teachers, maybe it's the culture, but I cannot fault them. They're a pleasure to play with. So, alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Sports Director Mariam Datoo. I think that's what makes Jaffaria Academy unique. I think the team will all agree with me that what makes Jaffaria Academy unique is it's not a normal school where you just go learn your maths, your geography, whatever subject there's something extra that you're gaining. That's why everyone that has spoken has mentioned that it's not a normal team we work in. We work as a family, and you feel that even though it's online, a lot of us are getting used to the new virtual world. A lot of us are still working online, but you never feel like you're in a part of a family when you're working at work online. But with Jaffaria Academy, you have that feeling, and that's what makes Jaffaria Academy so unique. Haji Furat, Have I missed out anything? Would you like to add anything else? I know I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to be speaking too much as well.
No problem. No, it's always a pleasure to listen to you, brother. Somebody sent me a message asking about separation of sports. And I just wanted to re-emphasize that boys and girls play sports separately. So on Friday, they play for 3 hours. The girls are inside in the sports hall and the boys are outside on the AstroTurf. On Sunday, in the football club, the boys play on one pitch and the girls play on another pitch, which is completely secluded and no one has access to that. Nobody can go to it except for the female coaches. So it's Sharia compliant sports. And the football club on Sunday is open to the public. So we've got, by now we have about 90 participants, members, and they're boys and girls. And a good portion of them are from outside of the school. So anyone who would like to subscribe to that is more than welcome to do so. One more thing I just wanted to mention, since they asked, we have a JA boys social and we have a JA girls social as well. And those run on different days. So the event that you saw a recording of was the Saturday of the boys, and the following Saturday was for the girls. And as a matter of fact, on the 26th of June, we have the next JA social for the girls, and on July 3rd, we'll have the JA social for boys, inshallah. So that's on sports and socials. We've got a couple of questions that come in. I'm going to post them to the screen, and then we'll answer them, inshallah.
It's from Farhan Ali Husseini. Assalamu alaikum. I just came across your page on Instagram. Alhamdulillah, somebody's watching us on Instagram. It's always good that we are on different media platforms, social media platforms. Could you please provide more details about age limits of registration and, if possible, about fees yearly or monthly? Thank you. Jazakallah.
I think Sister Zulekha can address that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Brother Farhan, for your question. So we start our children at the age of 5, so from year 1 onwards, and we go all the way now from September 2021. We have children who are going to be doing the year 10s on their pathway to GCSEs. For our fees, you can go to our website, and on the admissions page, you're going to be able to see the breakdown of all of our fees for the relevant age groups for your children, inshallah.
Thank you for answering that question. The next question we have, H92. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for a great open day. I wanted to ask, how do children from different cities tackle the social aspect if they are not able to attend the hub activities or attend them frequently? We mentioned something. Would you like to add anything to that, Haji Furat?
Yeah, so once again, it's because of the pandemic where we're limited. I think we addressed it, but basically there's weekly, half-termly, termly, and annual events. So those who miss some part will always be able to attend the other. The social is a monthly event, and starting in September, we'll have a lot more frequency of activities, educational, social, entrepreneurial, as well as sporting activities. So inshallah, if you miss something, you'll always be able to miss something else. Catch something else. And something that I wanted to highlight to parents, although in some schools like mainstream schooling, your child will be subjected to a daily quote unquote social experience, that social experience also comes with its own challenges. And I think you may have read the Ofsted report that was just released 2-3 days ago about some of the harassment. I don't want to, say the full scope of the report because it may be inappropriate for some families watching. But if you like, you can Google it and see what Ofsted has issued about what's happening in some of the mainstream schools. So that social interaction comes at a cost. What we say in Jaffaria Academy is we give like more of a deeper social interaction. So it's not as frequent, but it's deeper. It's more, meaningful in some ways. So we look forward to nurturing long life friendships, inshallah. And those students can grow up to be, business partners. They can grow up to be family. They can grow up to do so many things together, inshallah.
Thank you, Haji. Next question, if we have again the same persons, or I think we answered that question. Also, are you an officially registered school? Do children in primary have official exams like SATs, which are usually with an official body. Thank you very much. I'll add to that question. I know we've mentioned it during the program, but also GCSEs, do we have those exams if some students want to take them? Who can answer that question?
Okay, I'll answer the registration part, and then the other part, I think Sister Zulekha will be the one to answer. We are a registered educational institution, legally authorized to deliver primary, secondary, and the sporting activities, in addition to a host of other educational services. So legally, we are a registered non-profit organization that delivers all of the above. We have already submitted our application to become a charity, a UK registered charity, but we are already a non-profit organization. So that's in terms of the legal registration. We are a legally registered education provider in the United Kingdom. Now, you may ask, are we accredited? Accreditation is different from registration. Accreditation is something that the Department for Education provides schools. Now, up until recently, online schools, there was no way for them to become accredited. However, starting this year, the Department for Education has opened a scheme for the online schools to become accredited, and we have been in contact with them on more than one occasion already, and in the process of applying for that accreditation. But with or without this accreditation, we've already modeled Jaffaria Academy based on the standards published by the Department for Education, which are called the Online Education Standards, which you can find online if you would like. It's the same standards they apply to independent schools. Moreover, the curriculum that we follow is the English National Curriculum, and we as a school provide the maximum number of lessons per week as guided by the Department for Education. So, for example, Sister Merowj teaches 4 lessons of maths per week for Key Stage 2. If you ask some state schools even, they will teach maybe 3 lessons per week. So the guidance is maximum 4 lessons per week per core subject, and we give the maximum. And by the way, you can always ask other schools, online schools, other options on the market about this point, which is very, very important, because you will find that many of them don't give that. They give 2 hours or less per subject per week, where at Jaffaria Academy, we give the maximum limit, inshallah. So all the students are on an excellent pathway towards their GCSE, inshallah.
Thank you. So with regards to
Zulekha?
thank you. So with regards to things like SATs and GCSEs, we all know that this year, because of the coronavirus pandemic, all of the official exams were cancelled, and we had to gather evidence, and that's how schools were giving children their grades. So like we said, from next year onwards, we have our first official batch of children starting their year 10s, and subsequently from then, inshallah, we will be giving them their GCSEs. So yes, by then, inshallah, we will make sure that we facilitate your children's GCSEs to make sure that they have the best opportunities to do as well as they can. With regards to SATs, children sit SATs at the end of their Key Stage 1 and their Key Stage 2. And even though SATs was cancelled this year for the children across the UK and in all schools, our children are still going to sit a mock SATs, we'd like to call it. They're going to be sitting SAT-style papers, and just so that we know what their levels are at, so the children have been geared towards learning for their SATs this year. The one beautiful thing one of the many beautiful things about our school is that with the whole coronavirus, children going to school, the lockdown, schools on, schools off, our school has been consistent in the educational journey that we've given our children. So we've had quite a lot of extra learning that the children have been exposed to. So with regards to SATs, we will facilitate the SATs exams in the future when they do open up again after the pandemic is over, inshallah. But like I said, this year, our children will sit SAT-style papers internally within the school.
May I add something, Mustafa?
Yes, please do.
On the point that Sister Zulekha just mentioned, which is actually something I would like to highlight to parents watching, is the flexibility of an online school. So I know we have a father that has 4 children in our school, and just before the second lockdown, he traveled. He went to Iraq, and they stayed there. They just wanted to leave while the lockdown is running in the UK. And their children have been attending their classes from their home country without any disruption. The only thing is, before they arrived to Iraq, he asked me to find out which level of internet they have to subscribe to. And we found out, and they subscribed, they have the right equipment, the right internet connection. They had no disruption at all. We have another parent who is a diplomat and have their children in Jaffaria Academy, because every couple of years they move him to a different country, and for him to not disrupt his children's education, he has his children enrolled in Jaffaria Academy, and so on and so forth. People go on vacation, they go for weddings, they take their children, and everything is fine. So you may find that some people who enroll in Jaffaria Academy may choose to, for example, travel when it's off-peak season, so they save on airfare, or they may travel and would like to extend their trip for a few more weeks while they're away, and that flexibility is there. Once you untie your chains to the building, the sky is the limit, really. So your school is with you wherever you go.
Thank you for adding those great points, Haji Furat. Is there more questions? Yes. The next question says, do you have a football team that could join in cups with other schools? Our sports director, Mariam.
Thank you, Brother Mustafa. Yes, brilliant question. The football club is fairly new right now, but the intention is, yes, to tier the kids, to nurture their ability, and we're aiming to play some friendlies this year with the aim of then having formalized teams and enlisting them in leagues, inshallah, and other schools as well. We will be organizing them, inshallah.
Inshallah, thank you. Next question, Haji Furat, is there more questions? Do you think you will expand your hubs for international students in the future? I think we touched on this. Would you like to add anything else?
I would say this, that once we have a community, something that we might not have mentioned, once we have a community of students grow in, let's say, another country or another city, then by all means we can create another hub. And that's something, in fact, we even mentioned in the summertime, and when we had the previous open day, that the intention was always to grow communities. Jaffaria Academy wants to connect communities. So let's say today, if we have like 10 families in Birmingham or Manchester, or even in a country abroad, then by all means, we can start thinking about facilitating activities for them, specifically for them. However, what we are doing right now is we're connecting the families. So some families are already socializing, they're meeting each other, and so we call it the social hubs. So many of the families in our school have started doing that. So you will find that those who are, let's say, in Iraq are meeting those who are in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. By the way, we have a few students from Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda, and those families are connected as well.
Next question, please. Assalamu alaikum. Both of my children are most happy with Jaffaria Academy. Alhamdulillah, the academy covers everything they require for their well-being. Bless you and thank you for everything. I think we would like to thank that person, sister, brother, for their comments. Sister, is this? Sorry.
No, this is, I think, Selma, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, thank you, sister, for that comment. And the teachers, the head teacher are in front of you, and they are the core team. Keep them in your du'as, and that's the most important thing for us, to have feedback like this, because our ethos at Jaffaria Academy is to serve the community. And we feel like the children at Jaffaria are our children, and they are. That's the truth. They're our children. And there's a beautiful comment that we said by every person today, which is that family atmosphere that we feel like at Jaffaria Academy. So thank you for that comment. How have you supported children with special needs?
Yeah.
This is a very important question, I feel. How have you supported, or are you supporting children with special needs, children who lack attention deficiency? The floor is open.
Yeah. So we do have, thank you for that question. You're right, it's very, very important. One of the things that we started off with by saying is we want to make this accessible and affordable. And accessible means we want to be able to reach as many children as we possibly can. And every child has different needs. So we want to, we want to ensure that we are as inclusive as possible. We are an online school, so we do have some children with special educational needs already within our school. What we do is we allow children to have a trial session and we see how they get along with the learning environment. Different learning environments appeal to different children in different ways, and we see what additional support they need. Again, it's quite a nuanced question, and I guess it depends on what kind of special educational need your child has. So again, for anybody who does have any just specific questions about their children's special needs and how we can facilitate them at Jaffaria Academy, please feel free to contact us directly, and we will be honored to give you, as much time as you need, show you what resources we have and what interventions we can put in place to make sure that your children are accommodated and facilitated accordingly.
Thank you, Zulekha. I'll add, if there are parents that have more questions and require more in-depth answers to any of the questions, because of obviously timing and because we don't want to have maybe the show drag for too long. If you have more questions, if you want more details, in-depth answers to any of your questions, please feel free to contact us and we'll give you all the time that is required to answer all your questions. And the email is on your screen, contact@jaffaria-academy.org. Next question, if there are any. How do you manage children when they are distracted by other online channels when learning online?
So I'll just jump into this and then I'll get my teachers to jump in as well. So it's very, having done this for a long time now, our teachers can they know when a child is distracted. Their eyes roam in different ways. Suddenly they're smiling at things that's not funny, and we know something's going on here that shouldn't be going on. And so we're able to call them out on it very quickly. We're able to get them to share their screens. But also I think the point is we want to try and make sure that these lessons are engaging and as dynamic as they possibly can be. So we're able to, most lessons are recorded, so we know, what's going on. And then we're in constant communication with parents. So once we feel that maybe a child seems a little bit distracted or doesn't seem to be paying as much attention, parents are contacted immediately. And we just sort of nudge them to say, I hope everything's okay. Can you just make sure that child X or child Y is concentrating? And, we haven't had too many of those, but alhamdulillah, we have a great communication, a great relationship with our parents. And we work together to make sure that we are in a good partnership for our children's benefit. Sisters, Sister Yasmine, Sister Merowj, and Sister Sara, please feel free to jump in with, things that you do.
I think exactly like you said, we were able to sort of pick up when a child is, a little distracted or is distracted by something else going on in the room or on the screen. And so that's why we try to make sure that the lesson's always very engaging. The children are also always very engaged. So we get them to annotate on the screen so that they're showing us, for example, in a maths lesson, we'll get them to show us how they would solve a problem. So we try to make sure it's always very engaging so that they're not just, it's not them sat back and us teaching, but they're also, that they're a part of the learning. And so it's always keeping them engaged. It's very interactive. Yeah.
Also, if I can add to Sister Yasmine's point, we never leave a chance for them not to be able to be distracted by something else, because whether we're addressing a child and asking them a question, the rest of the children have a set task to do, and we can see that they are writing or they're completing that task to that level. So no one is ever sat with nothing to do. They always have something continuously to do, and whether they're submitting their work at the same time or if they're in a breakout room with the assistant. So there's always something to do. And like Sister Yasmine, Sister Zulekha said, we have the sixth sense. We can see their eyes. We can see when as soon as they're distracted and call them up on it. So that's alhamdulillah, that's not an issue as much as we thought at the beginning of the year it might be. It definitely is not an issue. It's like they're in the room with us.
And I guess that's why it's so important to always have your camera on. And we ask all our students to always have their camera on, because if they have their camera on, we can see them. And we know with We've had 9 months of experience. We know when a child is distracted, because if they have their camera on, we know if they're paying attention or if they're distracted. Yeah.
I'm not distracted, wallah. No, Sister Sara spoke about sixth sense. I'm listening to every word you're saying, so I'm not distracted. Maybe I'm looking down. I'm looking at my laptop. I promise you, I'm not distracted. I'm listening to every word you're saying. Thank you for those detailed answers. Is there any more questions, Haji, or?
Can I just add one small piece of information? Is that the school has provided to all the teachers a big screen. So they have their laptops in addition to another big screen. So they can see very well the students much better than you would normally see them in a Zoom meeting or whatever it is. Right? Inshallah. No, there's, I think we're going to have to stop. Haji, it's 8:30. We just have someone asking. He says that I would like to join as football coach, if that's possible. Sister Mariam, would you like to recruit any coaches?
Well, we're an ever-growing club, so we'll always welcome qualified coaches if you've got all the necessary qualifications. Okay. Perhaps they can contact. I was just going to say, yeah, if you drop us an email, and inshallah, we will be in touch.
Inshallah.
Lovely to hear from you, though. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Yes, just to add, if there are any comments or if there are people that I know, our community is such an amazing community. I've been involved with community work for the last 10 years, and I'm honored to be someone who has been involved in media, in this online school and other projects. And I've always noticed, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed to be part of a community that will always come and help, will always volunteer whenever they've asked, whether it's with their time, and I'll mention this, with their money, with whatever is needed for us as a community to grow. Our community is always that community that will always come step forward and help us. So if there are people that maybe want to help, if there are people that have questions, there are people that can volunteer the time, there are people that have advice for us, we're happy to listen to all your advice and your comments and the emails on your screens. I'd like to now finally thank all our dear guests at Jaffaria Academy, Haj Ali Yassin and the chair trustees, our dear head teacher Zulekha Hirji, our year 3 teacher Yasmine Albayaty, our secondary maths teacher Merowj Taqi, our head of Arabic Sara Al-Sukhni, and our sports director Mariam Datoo. Thank you all for your time, and from me, Mustafa Masood, I thank you for watching this broadcast, and we look forward to hearing from you all very soon. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.